So this is a challenge itself. So if you're frustrated with your dog during leash walks for whatever reason, because they're emotional and they're reacting to things, or because they have excess energy and they just want to pull, or because, you know, you've been doing leash walking a certain way for a certain amount of time and they're just used to it. So whatever your reason, if you're frustrated with your leash walks, this challenge is for you. I mean, this challenge is for anybody who needs to work on leash walking skills. Okay. So, these are these stages. So there are going to be 3 stages. Okay. So we're going to teach you how to understand the process of leash walking. So like setting your expectations, why your dog pulls in more depth, understanding the chaining process, because what can happen with dogs is they can learn to like, okay, pull, and then you call them back and you reinforce them and with a treat or something like that. And then they pull again, right? So they take the treat and then they start pulling again. I mean, how often does that happen? So you can definitely get into a cycle that way. So we're going to be going through that. So all the things that kind of come into that. And also we're going to be talking about different pieces of equipment, you know, the pros and the cons of each one that can help you kind of pick out what might work for your dog if you wanted to have a special leash or special harness or something like that. So we'll go through that right away. And then as we get into stage 1, these are the skills that are broken up into 3 stages. So stage 1 is week 1. So we're going to spend our first week focusing on these skills only. Okay. Teaching your dog to give into leash pressure, because dogs have an opposition reflex where if you pull them back this way, they want to lean into it. So we're going to teach them to actually give into the pressure and not go against it. We're going to be doing some living room walking. So that's basically using your furniture around your house, not just your living room, but around your house, to teach your dog how to walk with you that way. So we're not even going to get outside in this portion. We're going to be talking about just walking around the living room, walking around your house. Follow along with me. It's a dropped leash, and your dog is just following along with you on your left side. So, and that's going to set you up for the more advanced skills. Check in with me. That is where you are having your dog check in with you automatically every time they change into a new environment. So going from inside the house to outside the house, going from in the crate to coming out of the crate, going from the kitchen into the living room, if it were to be like a big transition. If it's all one big open concept house, not so much. But, you know, if you were to open a gate and your dog gets to the other side, teaching them how to check in. Find it. We're going to apply the find it game. So if you haven't learned it yet, I'll teach it to you. Super easy. And then we're going to apply it to leash walking stuff so that you can see the actual application of it there and the benefits of it. And then hand targeting, teaching our dogs to touch our hands instead. So that way they're right with us instead of being way out there somewhere else. Okay. And then in stage 2, we're going to be doing zigzag walking. Okay. Which is just a type of leash walking that's really going to help your dog understand where they're supposed to go and that they're supposed to follow along with you. Take a peek game. Those are for the really emotional dogs. Parking lot walk. I'm going to be doing a parking lot, going for a walk around a parking lot. I will dig into that more, but that will be one of your tasks. And this is weeks 2 and 3. So this is over a 2-week span. Okay. Disney World walking. Which is just making good things happen on your left side, basically. Take a break. We're going to teach them how to actually go sniff on cue or go potty on cue so that you can use that as a reinforcer. Emergency U-turns. Sometimes you get into a sticky situation where you're like, I need to get out of here because there's a loose dog over there or there's something over there unexpected. So being able to turn around quickly and have your dog follow you as opposed to being overly concerned about what was out there. And then figure 8 walking. So that's literally getting your dog to do different like lefts and right turns. And again, most of this stuff is happening at home. Okay. Most of this stuff, that's why these are the building blocks, because it's really important that you teach these as skills intentionally, not just go out and try to apply them all, right? Just like kids, we have to teach them the skills up front. And then stage 3, which is week 4 stuff, we're going to be doing some speed changes. So going faster, going slower, getting them used to following our pace. Auto stops, getting them to sit automatically when we stop. Leave it, applying the leave it cue. If your dog does not know leave it, we're not necessarily going to be teaching them during this challenge. So that's something to, if you're in the membership, you'll have access to all that content as well. Pull over, which is basically teaching them how to pull over to the side of the road. If, if a car is coming or another dog is trying to get by, a person's trying to get by. So pulling over and sitting and staying or waiting until it passes. Street walking, I'm going to challenge you to do some street walking so that you can get some of that practice in and kind of see where you're getting stuck while you're still in the building block stages. And then go say hi, teaching your dog how to politely go say hi to somebody or something if you want them to on cue, and then come back to you. Okay. So those are, I think that's, did I have something else? Oh, and then wrapping up, we'll be talking about weaning off the treats, more natural reinforcements, and adding difficulty going forward. And then certainly if you're in the membership, that is something you can keep building up. But these are the building blocks to Loose Leash Walk. So these are the things that will help you be able to apply them to real world stuff. And then again, if you're in the membership, then I'll be able to, you can practice going forward and you'll still have that support there every month.